Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to whoever is celebrating today, Mother's Day. I know that people in Ireland and the UK, they don't celebrate Mother's Day today, but the rest of the world is. So happy Mother's Day to all the mummies out there. I hope you celebrate. I'm gonna wait for a few moments so Instagram lets everyone know that I'm going live so people can join. Hello to the people that are just joining. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your company. Hi guys, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna kick off. I'm gonna start off with our topic today, and then I'm gonna upload it on my IGTV so you can actually watch it back. So there's no point. I'm just gonna crack on because I have so much to talk about today. I know you guys are gonna be watching it back, and I will also be sharing it on my Facebook profile so you guys can watch it back, because I know it's Sunday. Many people will be out, especially people in the southern part of Europe that are watching this, are there celebrating with their families and having a nice coffee, whatever. But we're here in lockdown, so we're all in here in Ireland, so don't worry about us, we're staying at home. So today we're going to be talking about the part 4 of the 12 laws of the universe. So if you have followed me for the past while, you have been you've seen that I've been talking about a lot about the 12 laws of the universe and how much they've helped me in my personal development, how much they've helped me into understanding many things that are happening around me, increasing my awareness. And it's something that as I learn, I want to share, and that's something that I've always believed deeply from a very young age. And as soon as I grow as a person and as I develop, I really feel compelled to be able to share this with the world. And I'm using my Instagram platform and my Facebook platform to be able to deliver all my learnings and share them with the world. And if you take one little bit from everything I say, one thing every time, this is like a win-win for everyone. So today we're talking about the part 4 of the 12 laws of the universe. So these are the 3 last laws, right? So these is the law of gender, because we've talked about everything else, and you can watch it on the other 2 videos, on the other 3 videos. But today we're talking about the law of gender, the law of karma, and the law of correspondence. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these things, and if you've heard of these, like the law of gender, the law of karma, the law of correspondence, and you know how this all is like, whoa, what is she talking on about? What is she on about? But trust me, they all make so much sense when I explain them. And when when you start actually being aware that these things exist, you will start understanding why and how, and how things actually are happening in our lives. So let's talk about the law of gender. That's a very interesting law, and that's something that I totally understand, and I relate in a different way as well. And I will talk about the 2 different ways that I understand it, okay? So let's say that everything in life has a feminine and a masculine. So everything in life has a gender. So we are all aware of the yin and yang, which you probably know. That the 2 different sides. So let's say that everything has different energies. So if we translate the feminine and the masculine to different energies, that's probably how we understand it, okay? So everything in life, in order to actually be able to achieve something in life and to be able to have a result, you have to have both type of energies, both type of genders. So you have to engage with your feminine side and with your masculine side. And I'm actually going to use examples that will, because only examples make things more understandable in real life. So for example, let's say that you have a goal, and you have set a goal that you want to reach, and you want to you need to be put the hustle there, you need to put the work there, you need to put the resilience there, you need to put the extra effort, you need to put the action. So all of these words, all of these values, all of this work that you need to do, all these are masculine, have a masculine energy. So the hustle you're going to put in, the effort, the resilience, the work, the action, all these have a masculine energy. However, when it comes to the masculine energy, we cannot only go through the 12 months of the year with the hassle, with the work, with the effort, with the go, 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 go attitude, because what is going to end up in the end is we're going to burn out. So that's when the feminine energy has to join in and has to come into the picture, and that's the patience. In order to achieve in something that you're doing, you should have the resilience, you should do the action, which, as we might remember, we talked about the law of action, or the law of inspired action, as I like to call it, which works hand in hand with the law of attraction. So the law of action or inspired action has a masculine energy because you put in the hassle. However, when you put the inspired action you're more inspired, you're more intuitive, it comes more in a natural way. But this doesn't mean that you don't have to put the work in. But then with that needs to come patience, needs to come creativity, and all these energies and all these values have a feminine feel to them. Okay, they are more, they have the soft side. So so in order to achieve our goals and in order to actually work towards something that we want, we have to have both type of energies. So we have to have the resilience and we have to have the patience. We have to have the masculine energy and we need to have the feminine energy. So both actions are actually, so both energies are something that we actually move us forward and will help us give the results that we want. So I'm just looking in my notes just to make sure that I have everything covered. But I'm also going to add on to, thanks everybody, thanks to the people that have joined now. Thank you so much. But I'm actually going to draw into something else and add on to something else. We've talked about, I haven't actually talked about it, but I will be talking about it, our values. So if you are aware of your values in your life, if you have acknowledged them, if you know what a value is, if you know your values, then you probably are aware, or you should become more aware of the different head values and the different heart values. And for me, the head values and the heart values are actually translated into the masculine and the feminine energy. So for example, somebody, you might be working with someone in work and they might have strong head values. So they want to be a lot like goal driven, data driven, stats driven. So they have strong head values. They have strong masculine energy. Whereas you're driven more about, how your work makes you feel, how your environment makes you feel, that you are able to kind of like close the door of your work and go back home and feel more aligned with your family. So these are more feminine values for you. These are more heart values for you. So I'm just giving you a bit of an example on how you can actually translate and how you can actually understand that we have to shift between the masculine values and the feminine values, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, the head values and the heart values. So I'm just kind of like interconnecting everything so you can get a bit of understanding. And if you watched my last live, you would probably were aware that we talked about the law of rhythm. That I'm just recapping the last live. So the law of rhythm goes like seasons go through rhythms. That's how people go. So that's how the masculine energy need to follow the feminine energy, and all, and in this has to be interconnected, because we work within a rhythm, and because we have to shift and change our energies and our values in order to be able to accomplish our goals. So hope that was a bit of an understanding and a bit of you got a bit of information there about the law of gender. I'm going to move on to the next law, which is the law of karma, or the law of cause and effect, that you might have come across it if you're into the more spiritual, into the manifestation world. So it's the law of karma, which sometimes can be confused with the law of compensation that we talked on our last live. You can go back and watch. So I'm gonna explain the two very, very briefly, and then you can see it in your everyday life. So both laws are about what you sow is what you reap. So whatever seeds you put in, this is the plants you're gonna get. So whatever you plant, this is what you're gonna get back. But the law of compensation talks about more about monetary values, talks about gifts, and talks about what you actually receive in monetary values, basically. So you're going to give something out there in the world, you're going to receive something back in terms of monetary values. However, the law of karma, or the law of cause and effect, which you might have been aware of the law of karma, because we talked about karma, in everyday life, and it's good karma, bad karma, as we say. So it's whatever the energy that you put out in the world is the energy that you're going to receive. So be more mindful, be more aware of what you actually say in the world, of your actions, because your actions are going to have reactions. So we probably know all our energy. Thanks for the hearts, guys. All our energy has ripple effects. So this is the energy that is going to drive out in the world. So even if that's happening, even if you're doing something now and you don't see the results right now, you will probably see the results in the next year, in the next months, in the next days, in the next few weeks. So everything will come back to you. So be more mindful of the actions that you put out in the world, because they will have reactions. Like we all know absolutely that. That's the simple law of karma and cause and effect. It doesn't have to do a lot with the compensation law, which is the law of monetary values. Last law of the day, we're going to be talking about the law of correspondence. So I know that you might not have heard of this law, but the law of correspondence is basically whatever is inside us will manifest in the outside, which makes total sense. If you follow, this is not rocket science, is out there. You probably all understand what I'm talking about. So if you are into psychology, if you're into human behavior, if you understand a little bit more about humans and spirituality, and if you have a high definition self-awareness, as we say, so if you are aware of yourself, if you are aware of your surroundings, you will probably understand that our inside world manifests into our outside world. So let me explain that and bring it more into examples so we can actually understand what I'm talking about. If your inside world is ruled by chaos, by limiting beliefs, by things that don't serve you, by uncertainty, then this will manifest, this will show in your outside world. Your actions will work according to your beliefs, according to the system that you have inside, according to whatever you feel that according to whatever you feel inside, it will manifest on the outside. So it's actually very, very raw, and it's actually real, and we can actually see it in with our friends, with our families. If we know that someone is insecure, or if they're not very sure of themselves, or if they have an imposter syndrome, or whatever they have, this is showing off in the reality, in the real world. So our reality is a mirror of our inside. So this is why we have to have an awareness of the law of correspondence, because everything is corresponding. Our inside is corresponding to our outside. And this is why sometimes we're talking about, and we'll be talking about it more in a different life about the self-image and how we want to portray ourselves into the world. We have to change inside first in order to be able to become this person on the outside. So these were the last three laws of the universe, guys. I don't have anything else to add. So yeah, just going back to what we just discussed, all your actions and your beliefs are what are manifesting on the inside. So these were the last three laws of the 12 laws of the universe, and that was the last part of my explanation. Very brief. I only just touched upon each law for a few minutes and a few explanations in today's live and the last few lives. It has been a pleasure explaining the 12 laws to you in those brief lives. It has been an absolute pleasure. I feel, as I mentioned to you in the beginning, growing, self-development and seeing myself grow every single day makes me feel compelled to be able to share all the knowledge that I'm gaining every day, because that's the only way that I can actually help someone and myself, into this world. So thanks everybody who watching, has been amazing. I will be sharing this video on my IGTV so you guys can actually watch it back, and I will be always also sharing this video on my Facebook. So have an amazing Sunday, happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there, and I will be seeing you soon on the next live. Bye guys, thanks for joining.